Hey everyone, today we're going to check out the Sea to Summit ETHEREGTEXT XT Insulated. It's a great choice for backpackers who really prefer functionality and comfort. Let's see if it's the right choice for you. If you're new to the channel, my name's Roxy, and I'm part of the Adventure Junkies team. We help people like you choose the right gear to get outdoors. If you want to learn more, visit the website at www.theadventurejunkies.com. Now what you really came for. The Sea to Summit ETHEREGTEXT XT Insulated. All right, let's get into it with the Sea to Summit ETHEREGTEXT XT Insulated. This right here is the regular size, and there are many sizes of this options available. This is the regular mummy. It comes in the small and large mummy as well. And a mummy just means that it is larger near the shoulders and it tapers down to the feet at the bottom. So if you're in a tent that also tapers, they will fit a little more nicely. There's also rectangle versions available of this, so that would be straight up and down. And then there's women's versions, which are a tad shorter, and those are available in 2 separate sizes as well. So you can really pinpoint the exact size that you're looking for this ETHEREGTEXT and get all of the awesome features in the exact type that you're looking for, which is really great. So this here is the regular, and the regular is 72 by 21.5 inches. So that's 72 long by 21.5 at its widest point, and then 183 centimeters long by 55 centimeters wide at its widest point. So we will pull it out in a little bit and take a look at that and see how it compares to shoulder length. I am 5'6", so when I lay on it, we can figure out how tall you can really be to keep this sleeping pad comfortable for you. So this regular size retails for $189. It is manufactured in Taiwan but designed in Australia. It is 17.3 ounces, which is 490 grams, and that is just the mat. It's an extra 1.9 ounces and 54 grams when you add the stuff sack on. That's going to put you just under 20 ounces for the total pack, which I assume you would include the stuff sack. Although you can blow it up with your mouth, it is way easier to use the stuff sack once you are tired and get to camp and you're ready to blow up your sleeping pad. So I would suggest bringing that at all times, even with a little bit of added weight. This sleeping pad is 4 inches thick, which is 10 centimeters, which is crazy thick. That is so nice and luxurious. It has an R value of 3.2, which R value is rated on a scale of 0 to 6, 6 being the most insulated, 0 being you sleeping right on the ground. If you were to sleep right on the ground, as you sleep, the warmth of your body leaves your body and goes directly into the cold ground. So the heat transfer goes from your body to the ground. Sleeping pads act as an insulator between your body and the ground, slowing that heat transfer. So a 3.2 is sort of little under middle of the line, which makes this really great 3-season sleeping pad. So it's gonna be wonderful for summer, and then late spring and early fall are also going to be great times to use this sleeping pad. R value is an indicator of warmth used for sleeping pads, sleeping bags, other insulated materials, and it's not the perfect way to tell how warm a sleeping pad is going to be for each individual person, because you could run hot, you could run cold, and that really determines how that R value is going to affect you. So a really hot sleeper could use an R value of 3.2 with a sleeping pad maybe well into late fall and be totally fine, but someone like me who is a cold sleeper is going to need a higher R value as you get later into the winter to really keep that insulation. This pad is made of 30 and 40 D nylon, and the D stands for denier, which is a unit of density that's based on the thickness and weight of the fibers used in the pad. This pad also utilizes Sea to Summit's Thermalite insulation, which helps prevent convection heat transfer, which is that transfer from your body heat into the ground. So that 4 inches of air between you and the ground is really helpful to slow that heat transfer. And then that 30 and 40 D nylon is super durable. Of course, any inflatable sleeping pad is going to be susceptible to holes and tears or punctures as you're using it, but after looking at many reviews online, as well as personally using this pad for a few years, I can report that this 30 and 40 D nylon is super durable. I have not personally had any holes, and there are fewer holes reported for this pad than many others on the market. All right, let's take a look and see what is inside. So here it is packed down. Sleeping pads are always at their smallest when they're packed down, when they first arrive. There is some like fancy machine that packs it like this and it'll never ever be the same. So just as a reminder, it is always its smallest when it comes to you first thing. We're gonna compare this to a 32-ounce Hydro Flask. I would say they're pretty similar in size. This sleeping pad will fit right into your backpack. You don't have to worry about strapping it to the outside like some bigger pads. Here's a little comparison. Say just a tad bigger in height and circumference. All right, let's open it up. All right, so in this pack, we have a patch kit. And then we also have the pillow lock system. And if you have a Sea to Summit pillow as well, you can put the opposite little stickies on the pillow, and then the pillow will stick to the sleeping pad as you put the two together, which is a really nice system to have. I usually always tuck my pillow into the hood of my sleeping bag so it doesn't move, but this is nice if you're using it for summer camping and you're not using such a big sleeping bag. And then we have a little information packet, so we put these to the side. And then we have the sleeping pad. And this stuff sack doubles as the pump sack. So you get instructions on the pump sack on front right here on how to use it, and it clips right into the nozzle at the top here. So once again, you can see this mummy shape. It tapers at the toes and is a little wider at the top. So it's really nice that it comes with this pump sack. At the end here, it's going to clip in. So on the blow-up valve, you have a deflate and inflate option. So you are using the inflate section, or sorry, the inflate option to inflate it, and then you're going to pull this thing to open it up all the way to deflate. So I'm going to put that in, and then this pops right in here. It's really nice that it comes with this pump sack. For one, it's faster when you get to camp and you can blow up your sleeping pad right away. And other, it helps to keep moisture out of the inside of the sleeping pad. There is an antimicrobial lining inside of here, so it is very rare that you're going to get mold in there, but it is nice to keep moisture outside of the sleeping pad, which it can get in when you're just using your mouth directly onto the pad. But if you want to save weight and you don't mind using your breath, you can blow it up directly. All right, so we're going to blow up from about a foot away, so it creates a vortex inside here and blows up the bag a little faster. Sorry, the pad a little faster. And then you just roll and pump. So this is one. This is three. All right, took about four to blow it up. And then you can just pop this off. You don't have to worry about it deflating at all when you pull it off. But there is a nice little button in here. You can let out a tiny bit of air to determine your thickness and comfortable level. So we're gonna close this up. We have got the Sea to Summit ETHEREGTEXT XT all blown up. It took me about 4 blows to get the whole thing blown up, and it did blow all the way up to 4 inches, which is 10 centimeters. And that is just incredibly luxurious. You aren't going to hit the ground at any place. and I guess if you roll right off of it, you could, but most sleeping bags have those attachments now, and this will fit through most attachments. I use this pad myself, and I have tried it on multiple sleeping bags, and usually I can like stuff it in there, and if it doesn't seem to fit, I'll deflate it a bit, stuff it into whatever system the sleeping bag is using to secure the sleeping pad, and then re-inflate it. You do want to keep it fully inflated if you want the full R value of this sleeping pad. I have it on a tarp right now. I would suggest using it in a tent, or if you're cowboy camping, to lay something down in between you just to keep it clean, really, because once you roll it back up and stuff it in its sack, all of that dirt and stuff is just going to stay inside with it, and it is nice to keep your equipment a little bit cleaner so it lasts longer. This pad uses thermalite insulation, which helps prevent conductive heat transfer between you and the ground. So it is adding another barrier between you and the ground, seeping your heat while you are asleep. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the like button so more people like you can find it. All right, so even just kneeling on it, I'm not touching the ground, which is impressive for a sleeping pad because this is two pretty heavy points of pressure putting on, and I'm still off of the ground, which is awesome. I'm gonna take a lay on it. You can sort of hear it is a little noisy. Super comfy on the side. No hot pot spots on your hips or your shoulders. Oh, and also really nice. I could probably just drift off right here with the breeze and the sun. Oh, so this is just a super comfy pad. You've got 4 inches, which is so much for a pad that packs down to a little bit bigger than this bottle. It also has sprung cells in here, which is what helps it to be comfy even when you're side lying or when you're kneeling. It helps distribute the air so you're not getting really hot spots that push you down to the ground. You're still getting air. It is important, if you want to keep this R value as high as possible, to inflate it all the way. Although it does have the option on this guy to let out a little bit of air at a time. If you're concerned about warmth, you do want to keep those 4 inches between you and the ground. Also, if you're someone who moves around a lot, because of this sprung cell technology, the air will move around in the pad, so that will be introducing cold air to warm air if in the middle of the night you're rolling a bunch and going back and forth. So that will also make the R value not as strong. It'll cool down that warm air that you've already heated up with your body. So I really love this pad. It's super comfy. I've spent many days on the backcountry sleeping on this pad. I have the women's version personally. This is the men's version. Once again, I'm 5'6", so laying down, I have a little bit of room on the top and bottom. I do fit on the women's version pretty well. This would allow just a little bit extra on either side. My partner, he's 6'2". He needs the long version of this in order to have his whole body supported by the sleeping pad. All right, let's pack it down. So to do that, we're just going to pull this, and it's gonna deflate, and then I like to get all the air just out in a swoop. And then flip, and I'm gonna roll towards the inflate deflate valve, so that's gonna keep pushing any air out as we go. So with this mummy version, it is smaller near the bottom. So you're gonna start out with a smaller roll. I would say this is on par with packing up any inflatable sleeping pad. It's not any harder, for sure. And it does fit nicely back into the stuff sack. And the stuff sack doubling as the pump makes it nice. You don't have to tuck the pump sack into it while you're rolling. There we go, the last of the air is being pushed out of there. Okay. So this goes in one side. It does fit nicely into the bag. Sometimes you have to like really stuff them into the bag. And then this packs into itself on this side. All right, and we are packed out, so that did not take very long at all. All right, so just to recap on this Sea to Summit EtherLite XT Insulated. It retails for $189. It is 17 ounces or 490 grams, and that is without this stuff sack pad. So I would include that, and that makes it a little less than 20 ounces. It is 4 inches thick when it's fully blown up, which is awesome. It's about 10 centimeters high. So it really gets you off the ground. But I have found that it still fits in like sleeping bag pockets if your sleeping bag has one of those. And it also fits with the strap system that some sleeping bags have. So even though it's nice and thick, it still will fit with whatever sleep system you already have. It's an R value of 3.2, which is a little lower than middle ground, which means it's great for summer, and you could probably push it into late spring or early fall. It is 21.5 inches wide at its widest part, as well as 72 inches long. In centimeters, it's 183 centimeters long and 55 centimeters wide at its widest point. So with the mummy taper, it'll be smaller down at the feet. I am 5'6", so I fit nicely on this pad. If you are taller, like my partner was 6'2", you are going to need the long version of this. There are many different iterations of this sleeping pad, mummy style, rectangle, different sizes of those, as well as a women's version. Woo! So you can definitely find an EtherLite that will fit for you. So this sleeping pad is perfect for backpackers who want to be really, really comfortable in the backcountry. It's a super comfortable pad. It's going to keep you plenty warm in summer, late spring and early fall. It has 4 inches thickness, which is crazy. You can side sleep. There's a lot of points that just make it a super comfortable pad, but you are going to sacrifice a little bit of weight and a little bit of space in your pack. So you are giving up, if you're an ultralight packer, if you're ultralight backpacker, this is probably not your sleeping pad. It's a little bit heavier than others. The downsides are the weight and that it's a little noisy, but it's going to be hard to find a pad that isn't noisy but is also has that warmth to it. So that's a little bit of a sacrifice. Other downsides are if you're a tall human, you're going to need to buy a longer mat. This one will not fit you. Otherwise, all around, this is an awesome, awesome sleeping pad. Super comfy, 4 inches of luxury in the backcountry. Highly recommend the EtherLite XT Insulated. Happy hiking. Hey everyone, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have ever wasted money on gear in the past or just don't know what gear to buy, I really want to recommend this book. It's called The Beginner's Guide to Hiking Gear, and it has breakdowns and explanations of all the gear you'll need to get safely outside. It's organized into gender, size, weight, what type of hike you'll need it for, and it's really helpful for any beginner out there, or even someone who's more advanced but wants more suggestions on how to enjoy your time outside. You can buy it at Amazon, and it's available in both paperback and Kindle. Go ahead and click the link below in the description and check it out.